Go. All right, guys, Robot One here with one of my teammates, Mr. Tom Thurston, first place Swiss, top 8 YOS Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi Jones tournament. He's here, and we're going to be looking at his deck profile today because man came top 8 first in Swiss with Unchained. So we're in the deck profile now. Do you want to say anything to start off, Mr. Thurston?
Not too much really. Just explaining the basic idea behind the deck, and it will explain a lot about the profile itself. Being that it's a bit of a mix between a going first and second deck.
All right.
The idea behind going blind second first in game one, to counter Emancipator and every other deck in the format, because Unchained has a huge capability of breaking boards and just throwing like 3 Dark Hole, 3 Lightning Storm, and a bunch of other going second cards just helps that.
All right.
So once, because the Unchained cards work best going second, like such as Soul, where you can link using your opponent's monsters, and often if they got a full board of full combo, you just link away the entire board once you play through all the negates.
All right,
with
then.
one monster.
So throughout the day, seeing as this was obviously a 2-day event, what were your matchups? What were your matchups for it?
Matchups, I have to go quickly over them. I think round one was Trap Tricks, which I 2-0'd. Wasn't the hardest matchup. Then I played against Salad. Wait, let me just quickly get this straight. Yeah, I played against Salad. Played against Mystic Mine.
How was that matchup? Seeing as obviously your deck is very monster effect heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, but my monster is very effect heavy, but I have a lot of the deck specializes in large amounts of destruction removal.
Okay.
So mine was pretty easy to play around, so long as I lost game one because he opened Mine, Prohibition, and Goddess.
Okay.
And then Judgment or something. So, and then on Prohibition he called my Unchained card, which was Escape, which is one of my searchable outs. Which Escape basically pops targets card in the field and pops an Unchained as well.
All right.
So it pops both. But yeah, so game one I didn't have any outs, so I just scooped it up, and because my opponent knew what I was playing, he was able to call that with Prohibition. But games two and three, I've been a lot stronger with lots more removal cards, which I sided in, such as like Torrential Tribute, Dark Hole, like Cosmic Cyclones, Lightning Storms.
Can I guess why the reason you put in Torrential Tribute was because if they mind you, then you can just normal summon and blow up your own stuff, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Torrential Tribute's really good. I sided a huge trap engine, with Trap Trick and a Torrential Tribute and Lost Winds to go first when needed to, because often people thought I was going second deck and just assumed my deck can't go first, which the deck can pretty much set up like 3 to 4 interruptions pretty easily.
I mean, that's the amount you need this format, right? Because if a deck can't play through that, then what kind of deck is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to play a deck that can play through either all the interruptions and set up at the same amount of interruptions.
Yeah. So, what was your round 4 matchup then?
I think round 4 I played against. I think I played against Emancipator.
Okay.
If that was. I think so. I'm looking back through over screenshots over it.
That's fine.
But yeah, it was the same team. It's from the guy from the same team that Pascal was in.
Okay.
I scooped game 1, so when he made full combo and I didn't have any real interruptions, so that he wouldn't know what I'm playing. So then game two I went first, he couldn't play through my interruptions, and in game 3, I managed to interrupt him, and then he kind of messed up with putting Doki Doki in the wrong place. So he ended on a Carrier and Cerberus.
Okay.
And a Block Dragon, and then I OTK'd him from there.
All right.
Then, yeah, trying to think.
That's fine, mate.
Any other questions or?
Well, that's only round 5, isn't it?
Yeah, round 5, and then I played against Salad in round 6 again, which I drew to.
That matchup.
Yeah. Oh, Salad matchup is normally pretty favorable to myself.
All right.
Due to the fact I can just link off the links, the Salad links off, so you can get around Bay links like that, and also all the Salad cards all destroy. They don't really have any other monster effects that don't destroy, so they have to pop my cards, which just, and the Unchained deck just endlessly floats into the next monster.
Okay.
It's only really a problem if they make Dweller or something, but you normally can stop them before they do that.
All right, interesting. And your round 7 was a bye, right? Because your opponent didn't show up.
Yeah, Pascal, the YCS champion of London, playing striker. I think he overslept.
All right. And what did you? Sorry, you were about to say something.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I would have liked to duel him, to be honest, just for the experience, and would have learned something.
All right. And what was your round 8 match then? Yeah, sorry, not round 8. Your top 8 match, because obviously
top 8
that's
match.
where
I played against Adamancipator. I lost game 1 because he went full combo. Game 2, I went first. He couldn't play through my interruptions, and then game 3, I didn't open the most optimal hand, and then he exchanged my only interruption.
Well, I mean, you bodied 2 in the main event, didn't you? But then when you got to the top 8, then it's just like, they came out for some revenge, didn't they?
Yeah, I can get wins from Emancipator. The deck can beat it. It's just that the odds are heavily stacked against me, and also I am playing Unchained, which is not the most consistent deck in the world. So it only take me to like brick or not open well to lose. I have to open really well to beat that deck.
I mean, obviously you've playing a rogue deck, and it did really well throughout the entire tournament, going XO only having like one XO1 with only 1 draw. But
Yeah.
some questions about the deck itself. So you're playing a lot of 2-ofs. Can I ask why?
A lot of what?
2-ofs. So you're playing like 2 Unchained Soul, 2 Sarama.
Oh.
You're playing a lot of 2-ofs.
The reason behind that is because I'm going second. I'm opening 6 cards, and I don't want to play. I don't want to say, because the deck's really inconsistent, such as like there's not a lot of searchable stuff, and a lot of the time, like I don't want to see multiples of the same card, especially if there has the text of can only be used once per turn. So I didn't want to see turns of like double Phantasme, or opening hands of double Phantasme, or double Kaku, or any of the other hand traps.
Okay.
Just to give me more versatility over against other decks.
All right. So basically, your concept was that you wanted to only open 2 of like certain things. Well, 1 of certain things.
Anything of 3 of, I wanted to definitely open in my hand. Okay.
So obviously, we're looking at your deck. You're playing You're pretty much playing the whole package. What's your reasoning between 3 Aruha and 2 of the rest then? Because like I see 3 of those, and I'm like.
Well, Aruha special summons itself from the hand, and is always live if you open another Unchained card, or any other cards. So it can always special summon itself from the hand by destroying a card you control on the field, which Unchained summons. If it's an Unchained card, it summons another Unchained. So it's like a key play starter in the deck. Whereas Rakier is very useful, probably one of the best Unchained in the deck, and then followed by Samara, which is an amazing card. But just the problem with it is if you go first and you open no other Unchained cards, it just doesn't do anything, and you have to sort of ram it into your opponent's monster for it to get a summon.
Okay.
Which is another reason why I chose to build a deck going second, so I could at least start comboing or start setting up a control board.
All right, interesting. Also, there's another really interesting card in your main deck, Dark Spirit of Banishment. Why did you choose to play this?
Dark Spirit Banishment. I'm really going to tournament. I was really on the fence about it. Personally, I really like the card. It's really funny and it's really like my style of play of like Ghost. Reminds me a lot of Ghost Trick cards. Basically, what it does is when your opponent attacks you in a damage step, you can discard it and summon a level 8 fiend from your grave. So that helps me recur my resources, and then it proceeds to go to damage calculation, and then often you can either destroy opponent's monster that or let them take damage.
All right.
And another key thing about this card, which is why I think it's necessary to play in the deck, is because when a level 8 fiend is sent to the graveyard, you can except during damage step, I think you can add this card from your grave to your hand. So it's a bit like Sinister Serpent. It just recurs itself to the hand, so you can keep discarding it with Soul, or you can resummon it to make links, or it just keeps advantage because the deck really doesn't have much ways of
so
keeping advantage.
So pretty much it's your recursion. So it's basically an infinite form of recursion in that sense, right?
Yes, and it's very good late game. Like late game, it wins games.
It just really helps with the grind then.
Yeah.
All right. And also another thing, is it from what I've seen from Unchained, isn't the extra deck very important? So why are you playing Triple Extravagance?
Because I need to draw cards. It's that crucial.
Would Pot of Desires or something else not be good enough?
If you play Desires, you have to run more Unchained Soul of Disaster, which is the blue guy.
Mr. Doggo.
And I hate opening. He's probably the worst card in your hand to open, because you literally, if you don't have another way of summoning him out, he literally just sits in your hand as a brick. And you don't want to play Desires, because if you banish 10, you banish it. At the same time, it's one of your best cards to help. It targets card your opponent controls, and then you can link summon using it.
Okay.
So it helps you out huge boards. It's just you just don't want to see it in your hand. You rather summon it from the deck.
Okay. Interesting. So obviously we're looking at your main deck. Your main deck has a lot of hand traps and stuff. It's got like triple lightning storm as well and triple dark holders, obviously going second.
So fun.
Yeah, but looking at your side deck, why are you siding Called by the Grave, may I ask? Because obviously that would normally be a main deck thing.
For going first, against decks like Eldritch, where Called by the Grave and DD Crow just helps you stay ahead of them and stops them recurring Golden Lord and their traps with DD Crow and stuff.
All right.
And helps stops Jet Synchron plays. It stops most stuff going first, and it helps you. Also, the weakness of this deck is its consistency and its ability to search. So if like an Ash on a Prison or an Ash on the Extravagance can be quite crucial, or an Ash on the which lost me games in the tournament, was one of my like Unchained monster cards that float that went in the damage step got ashed. It was pretty
in the damage step.
Except in the damage step, so like you can't ash in the damage step, but like outside of that, if they got ashed, it was pretty all
right.
It's pretty big. So I had to protect myself with Call by the Grave.
Okay. So that's your main insight. We've already talked about like the torrential tributes and the trap tricks and the lost winds. The cosmics are obviously for like Elderlish and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's correct, and like Altergeist and other things.
Yeah, but I'm seeing some interesting cards in your extra deck, like Almirage and Cherubini. Why are you running these two?
Almirage was sort of a last minute add-in as I needed to fit some space. I wasn't really sure. The reasoning behind Almirage, I never summoned it during the tournament, but the reasoning behind it is if I was in a situation where I needed uh, to help make Access Code Talker have a few more pops when I was linking and stuff, would was the idea, is because often you only end up with dark link monsters in your grave, so it helps you give extra pops.
All right then.
And the Cherubini
yeah.
is a small little combo where you use 2 of the level 3 fiends to make it, and then you send Dark Spirit as cost, so you can. That's how you get it into the grave.
All right.
The Dark Spirit of Banishment, because you send it with Cherubini, and then you link with Unchained, any of the Unchained Souls, the level 8s, and then you add the Spirit of Banishment back to your hand.
Okay.
So and then you can go into more links off that, basically, but it helps set up.
Pretty good. Well, obviously you know more about this deck than me. This deck is just it definitely overperformed through the whole tournament, getting all the way through first place in Swiss, and then sadly losing in top 8 to the one match you just completely destroyed in the Swiss rounds. But is there anything else you would like to mention about this deck, like maybe the reason you chose certain hand traps, the reasons for certain things?
Because the deck is so flexible, allowing you to adjust to the meta and adjusting to different play styles of different decks. And it was just really a lot of fun, really, if I'm being honest. Like,
it's just a really fun deck, isn't it?
Yeah, just going second, and I can't tell you how fun Triple Dark Hole is.
I remember those from Yang
nukes boards. Once you play for the negates, you can just nuke people's boards. It's just very satisfying. And also, Dark Hole triggers your guys as well. So
yeah, of course.
It's just an all-town utility. It's really like a utility sort of build deck. It's pretty hard to play well, because one misplay or one loss of resource will set you hugely back, as you can't gain many resources that easily in the deck. So you have to be incredibly careful about when and what effects and cards you use, because you're often behind on card advantage a lot of the time. But other than that, the deck. So I play loads of big, impactful cards that could swing the tide of the duel pretty quickly. But yeah.
I suppose the only other question left is, would you change anything about this deck? Like maybe some of the hand trap ratios, maybe some
definitely.
of the. Oh, really? What would you change?
I realised that because I went into this tournament not thinking that I would top and just have a bit of fun, really. But looking back on it, I would change things like, I'm on the fence with Ghost Mourner. I think I lost the game which I drew to the Salad player, because I didn't fully understand how Moonlit Chill worked, which is sort of on my bad. But now that I'm aware of how it works, I would use it a lot better. It's pretty good because it's often the Unchained combo. OTK is normally short on for about 500 life points, so it just helps you have game.
Okay.
Just a little bit extra damage, but I would maybe change it to Effect Veilers. I think Effect Veilers is much better just for general purpose.
Oh, who told you that, Tom? Who told you that?
Yeah, we did have this argument. But I honestly, maybe I'm a bit biased. I just like Moonlit Chill. It's just the card I like.
No, it's got that damage in it. It can get you that damage.
Yeah, but who knows? It did win me. It did win me a game. I mean, a couple win me games. So I'm still on the fence with it. But I would definitely input, now I've looked at it, cards. I definitely would put this Link Monster in. It's absolutely, looking at it, it's absolutely amazing. I can't believe I completely missed it. It's this new TCG exclusive. I think it's card that came in the last set. It's what's it called? It's a Link 3. And
you mean the Link 3 that can stop things during your turn?
Yeah, it's called Torii dragon. I can't. Type. I'm not the best at speaking English, but it's I can't pronounce it. It's spelled Taotie dragon, and it's 2+ special summoned from the extra deck, and it gains, which is really good because you make your Unchained Soul of Rage, which is your link monster, your Unchained link monster that can link someone on your opponent's turn, a bit like IP, using their monster.
Mm-hmm.
So the theory behind it is this TA dragon gains effects based on what used for its link summon. So
Teote dragon, right?
Yeah.
The one that fusion, your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. Synchro, your opponent cannot activate spells as traps and effects during the main phase. And XCs, your opponent cannot activate the effects of cards in the graveyard during your main phase.
Yeah, so it's nuts. So when they go into Metal Marcher in combo and they don't have, and you either play through you can stop and negate or something, and you use a Metal Marcher or you use any other Synchro monster, if you're playing against Eldritch with Rage, you literally just shut off all their spells and traps, and you just.
It's only during
Is that?
the battle phase in your main phase, though.
Is it your opponent can activate spells and traps during your main phase? Probably not in that case. Maybe I overlooked it, misread it. But there's definitely something here like worth using where you can use Anguish, which is the other one which you link summon as well. There's other ways I think you can utilize it. Definitely something. I haven't tested it, so I'm not sure about it. But there's definitely
just needs
something.
a bit of testing.
Yeah, there's definitely something there that I think that could be used as extra point of utility.
Yeah.
Like the fusion effect, the opponent can use activate monster effects during the battle phase would help because it stops your opponent from negating your floating effects, which are pretty crucial when they're destroyed by battle.
So is there anything else you want to say? Seeing as we've gone over pretty much everything, I think.
Not much. It's just a shout out to the team and everyone being so positive and supportive. It was I really appreciate that, and just helping me like test and showing me inviting me to the tournament, and the tournament organisers themselves, which the tournament ran really smoothly and was really well organised. I don't really have any complaints about them. I mean, it was really good. Had a lot of fun.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this deck profile from the Team Black Rose Dragons member, Tom Thurston. This deck profile obviously did amazing. Good job on doing what you did, mate. It's really good for the team. Guys, can you please make sure to check out the links in the description as well? There is a link to the team Facebook page. Please check us out. We do post there a bit, so please go and check that out. And Tom, is there anything else you want to say before the end of this?
I think I've said everything I need to. Just again, shout out the team. Yeah, and just hopefully just look forward to the next events and stuff, and hopefully can do just as well with maybe a different deck or the same deck. We'll have to see.
All right, guys.
Anyway, thanks for having me, Rob.
Well, no, thank you. Like, you did really good, and I really wanted to showcase your profile. So, guys,
I think this is the first time I've been in top 8, so my profile I'm not really good at talking about my profile. But,
nah, it's fine. Like
hopefully I'll get a bit more experience.
Nah, you can look at this after and see what you can do with yourself. Like, it's fine. Like, I understand it's your first profile. But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please check out Team Black Rose Dragons. I believe we're on Instagram, YouTube, and also Facebook now, and Facebook as well. So please check out in the link description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Roll Bat 1, signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Later all.